Chapter 1. The Man I Trusted. The first time Daniel Brooks and I dreamed about building a company, we were sitting in a tiny office with one broken window and two cheap desks. "You really think this can work?" Daniel asked. "I know it can," I said, "but only if we stay together." He laughed. "Even when we become rich?" "Especially then." Daniel raised his coffee cup. "To never letting money ruin our friendship." I touched my cup against his. "To us." Those words stayed with me for 15 years. We worked until sunrise, slept on office couches, lost deals, won bigger ones, and slowly turned our little company into a global investment firm. When our valuation crossed $1 billion, Daniel hugged me. "We actually did it," he said. I smiled. "I told you." "No, Ethan. We did." I believed him. That was my first mistake. Years later, we sat in the same company headquarters, surrounded by polished glass walls and executives wearing expensive suits. Our newest investment fund had reached $300 million. Michael Grant, our board chairman, tapped the folder in front of him. "This transaction is the biggest move we've ever made." I nodded. "The risk is controlled." Victoria Hayes, our CFO, looked at me. "Ethan, the final authorization still needs your approval. Send it to my office after the meeting." Daniel leaned toward me. $300 million, he whispered. "Remember that little office?" I smiled. "How could I forget? You still owe me a better coffee machine." "I'll buy you the whole building." He laughed. Then the conference room doors opened. 6 federal agents walked inside. Every conversation stopped. One man stepped forward and showed me his badge. "Ethan Carter?" "Yes. I'm Marcus Reed, Federal Financial Crimes Division." My stomach tightened. "What is this about?" Marcus looked directly at me. "You are being investigated for financial fraud and misappropriation of company funds." I stared at him. "What?" Daniel slowly stood beside me. Marcus continued. $300 million has disappeared from an investment account controlled by your company. That's impossible. The money was transferred through several accounts. I didn't authorize any transfer. Marcus opened a folder. Your credentials were used. I looked at Victoria. "Did you approve anything?" She shook her head. "No, not without you." I turned toward Daniel. "Tell them." He looked at me. "Tell them what?" "That I didn't do this." Daniel swallowed. "I don't know what happened, Ethan." I felt something cold move through my chest. "You know me." "I do." "Then say it." Marcus interrupted. "Mr. Brooks, who had final control over the financial authorization system?" Daniel hesitated. Then he answered. "Ethan." I stared at him. "What did you just say?" Daniel lowered his eyes. "You controlled the system." My heart dropped. "Daniel, you were there every time we made major transfers." "I know." "Then why are you saying this?" "Because it's true." Michael suddenly spoke. "We need to cooperate with the investigators." I turned toward him. "Michael, you know I would never steal from this company." He avoided my eyes. Marcus stepped closer. "Mr. Carter, where were you last night?" "At home." "Anyone with you?" "My sister called me around 9. "Did you access the company's financial system?" "No." Marcus pulled out another document. "Our records say your account was active at 9:14. "That isn't possible." "It was." "I wasn't even near my computer." Daniel folded his arms. "Maybe you forgot." I looked at him in disbelief. "Forgot?" "Ethan, I'm not accusing you. You just told them I controlled the system." "Because you did." I felt my hands trembling. "This is insane." Marcus placed another folder on the table. "There's more." He opened it and turned a page toward me. "This is the authorization record for the $300 million transfer." I leaned closer. My name was printed across the document. Ethan Carter. Beneath it was a digital signature that looked exactly like mine. I whispered, "No." Marcus watched my face. "Do you recognize this signature?" "Yes." "Is it yours?" I stared at the screen. Every line matched. Every mark. Every detail. But I knew I had never signed it. "No," I said. Marcus's voice became quiet. "Ethan, this isn't a misunderstanding." I looked at Daniel. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Marcus pointed to the document. "Someone moved $300 million using your credentials." For the first time in 15 years, I looked at my best friend and wondered if I had ever truly known him. I pushed the document back toward Marcus. Then someone forged my identity. Marcus shook his head. We are not calling it forgery yet. Why not? Because the system accepted your credentials without triggering a security warning. Victoria stepped forward. That system was designed by Ethan. Marcus looked at her. Could someone else have accessed it? Victoria hesitated. Technically, yes, but they would need his credentials and access to an authorized device. I turned to Daniel. You heard that? He nodded. I heard. Did you ever have my credentials? Daniel's face tightened. Years ago, we shared access. Did you keep them? No. Marcus interrupted. Mr. Brooks, when was the last time you used Ethan's administrative account? Daniel looked at me. I don't remember. I felt anger replacing my fear. You don't remember? Ethan, this isn't helping. Nothing is helping because everyone is acting like I'm guilty. Michael finally spoke. We should suspend all operations until this is resolved. I stared at him. You want to shut down my company? I want to protect the company. My company? Our company, Michael corrected. The words sounded empty. Marcus closed the folder. Ethan, I need your phone, laptop, and access cards. Then he said the words that destroyed the last piece of certainty I had. You're coming with us. I looked at Daniel one final time. Say something. His lips parted. I'm sorry. That was all. I walked toward the agents with my chest burning. Behind me, I heard Daniel say nothing else. I had never felt so completely alone before. For 15 years, I had trusted that man with my money, my company, and my life. Now I couldn't even trust him to say my name. Chapter 2. Everyone believed I was guilty. I spent my first night in a holding cell, staring at the ceiling and wondering how 15 years of my life had disappeared in a few hours. The next morning, Marcus entered the interview room with 2 folders. Do you understand why you're here? Yes, I said, because someone stole $300 million and made it look like I did. Marcus sat across from me. Your account authorized the transfer. I know what the records say. Then explain them. I can't explain something I didn't do. Were your credentials ever shared? Not recently. Could someone have stolen your password? Yes. Then why wasn't there a security alert? I don't know. Marcus opened another folder. We found no obvious breach. I leaned forward. Then look harder. We are looking. No, you're looking at me. His expression hardened. I'm looking at evidence. The evidence is wrong. Evidence doesn't become wrong because you disagree with it. I clenched my fists. Marcus, I built that company. Why would I steal from it? People steal from things they build every day. His words hurt, but I refused to look away. Then find the person who actually did it. We will. By noon, my face was everywhere. A television mounted in the station lobby showed a headline. Billionaire businessman accused of $300 million fraud. Another headline called me a financial criminal. My phone had already been taken, but I could imagine the comments. Fraudster, thief, scammer. My name had become a warning. When Marcus returned, I asked, did my company issue a statement? Yes. What did it say? They've removed you from your executive position, pending investigation. I laughed bitterly. Pending investigation? They're protecting themselves. Michael? Yes. Let me speak to him. Marcus hesitated before handing me the phone. Michael answered after one ring. Ethan, you're removing me? The board voted. You know I'm innocent. We don't know that. You've known me for 12 years. And I have a responsibility to the shareholders. You could defend me. I can't defend something the evidence contradicts. My throat tightened. So that's it. Ethan, the board cannot protect you. The board? Or you? He stayed silent. I ended the call. Hours later, Daniel came to see me. The moment he entered, I stood. You came. I had to. Why? I want to know how you were. I stared at him. You already know. Daniel sat down. I'm sorry. No. What? Don't say you're sorry. He looked confused. Why? Because you were standing beside me when the agents came. You heard everything. You could have said one sentence. I didn't know what was happening. You knew me. I still do. Do you? Daniel looked down. I stepped closer to the table. Did I steal that money? He took a long breath. I don't know what to believe anymore. His answer hit harder than any accusation. I sat down slowly. You don't know. Ethan, The evidence is overwhelming. Evidence can be manufactured. You don't know that. I know myself. He rubbed his face. I hope you're right. I stared at him. That's all you have? I don't know what else to say. Then leave. He stood. Ethan, leave. The door closed behind him. I remained alone. For the first time, I understood something painful. My innocence meant nothing without proof. That evening, my sister Olivia arrived. The moment I saw her, I stood. Olivia. She rushed toward me. I know you didn't do this. I hugged her tightly. You shouldn't be here. Neither should you. I need you to listen. I am listening. You have to stay calm. She pulled away. Don't tell me to stay calm. They're calling my brother a thief. I need you to check the old financial records. Why? Look for anything unusual before the transfer. She nodded immediately. I'll do it. Don't trust anyone at the company. I already don't. Even Daniel? She looked at me carefully. I don't know anymore. Those words frightened me. Before she left, she held my hand. I'm going to prove you're innocent. I whispered, I need you. You have me. After midnight, a hidden number called the phone Marcus had temporarily allowed me to use. I answered. Hello. A quiet voice whispered, Ethan. Victoria? Yes. Don't say my name loudly. What happened? I found something. What? One transaction in the $300 million transfer doesn't match our normal approval process. My pulse quickened. Explain. I checked the original record. And the authorization wasn't there. I stood. Then how did it appear? I don't know. Victoria, tell Marcus. I can't yet. Why? Because someone changed the records after the money was already gone. The call went silent. I whispered, what? Victoria breathed shakily. Ethan, someone changed the records after the money was already gone. The line disconnected. I lowered the phone. My fear was still there, but something stronger had finally appeared. Hope. If the records had been changed, then someone had been trying to frame me. And if someone had built the lie, I would find them. I paced the small room, replaying every conversation from the board meeting. Marcus, I called when he returned. What happens if the evidence was altered? He stopped. Why are you asking? Because someone inside my company had access. That is a theory. It is the only theory that explains what happened. Then give me proof. I will. He studied me. Your attitude has changed. It has to. You were asking me to believe you. Now I'm going to give you a reason to. Marcus closed the door. Then start remembering everything. I remember everything. Good. Start with the last person who spoke to you before the transfer. Daniel. Marcus wrote his name down. Why him? Because he was my partner. And he knew everything about my company. Marcus looked at me for a long moment. Then maybe that's where we start. For the first time since my arrest, I felt control returning. I had no intention of surrendering to fear. Chapter 3. The first crack in their story. I had spent 2 days replaying Victoria's warning in my mind. Someone changed the records after the money was gone. I needed proof, but I had no access to the company's systems. Every password connected to me had been disabled. Olivia called first. I found the old transaction reports, she said. And there are several changes I don't understand. Can you send them? I already did. I scrolled through the pages. What am I looking for? Anything that changed after the transfer. Olivia, I need someone who understands the security system. I know who. Who? Ryan Mitchell. I froze. Ryan? Yes. We haven't spoken in years. You used to trust him. I still do. I'm not sure he'll help me. Ask him. I called Ryan that afternoon. He answered after several rings. Ethan. Ryan, I need a favor. A long silence followed. I heard what happened. Then you know I'm being framed. I know you're saying you're innocent. Ryan, you know me. I do. Then help me. He sighed. You're asking me to break into the company's system. No. I'm asking you to examine logs you legally helped build. That system is protected. So am I supposed to sit here while everyone decides I'm guilty? Ethan, if I get involved, I could lose everything. You remember the promise we made. Which promise? The night we left the old office. Ryan was silent. I continued. We promised that if one of us ever fell, the other wouldn't walk away. I remember. Then don't walk away now. He exhaled slowly. Send me everything you have. I closed my eyes. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Why? Because if someone really forged your identity, I want to know how. 2 hours later, Ryan called. His voice sounded different. Ethan, I found something. What? Your credentials were used at 9:14 p.m. I told you I wasn't there. I know. Where was the login recorded? Inside the executive office. My heart began pounding. That's impossible. Why? Because I was home. Do you have proof? My sister called me at 9:11. My phone records show it. I checked. You checked? I verified your location. And you were nowhere near the company. I stood. Then someone used my credentials inside the executive office. That's what it looks like. Who had access? Ryan hesitated. Several people. Name them. Victoria. Michael. Daniel. I stared. Daniel. You sound surprised. He was my partner. Was. I ignored the question. Can you tell which device was used? Yes. Whose? That's the strange part. What? The device was registered to your administrative account. But its physical location was tied to the executive office. I whispered. Someone used my identity from inside my office. Exactly. I called Daniel. He answered immediately. Ethan. Daniel, I need to ask you something. About what? The night of the transfer. I already told the investigators everything. Did you enter the executive office at 9:14? Silence. Why would you ask that? Just answer. I don't remember. You don't remember? No. Were you at the office that night? I might have been. Mike. Ethan, you're under investigation. Stop acting like a detective. I need answers. You need a lawyer. I need the truth. You're becoming paranoid. My jaw tightened. Am I? Yes. Then why are you nervous? I'm not nervous. You sound nervous. Daniel's voice hardened. Focus on defending yourself instead of accusing everyone around you. Everyone? Yes. You mean you? He hung up. I lowered the phone. That conversation changed something inside me. I had spent 15 years defending Daniel in every argument, every board meeting, every crisis. Now I was wondering why he had become afraid of my questions. Before I could think further, another call came. Mr. Carter? Yes. My name is Sarah Bennett. Who are you? I'm an investigative journalist. I don't talk to reporters. I understand. Then why call me? Because I've been investigating the money trail connected to your case. I sat down. What money trail? The $300 million. What did you find? The money may not be isolated. My pulse quickened. Explain. I found several suspicious transfers involving companies overseas. Companies connected to my firm? Indirectly. How many? At least 7. 7? Yes. Who owns them? That's what I'm trying to determine. I looked at Ryan's report. Sarah, do you think I'm responsible? No. Her answer surprised me. Why? Because someone who steals $300 million usually doesn't leave a trail pointing directly at himself unless he wants investigators to find it. So someone wanted me blamed. That is my theory. Can you prove it? Not yet. Then keep investigating. I intend to. Ryan called again. Ethan, I found another layer. What now? Login wasn't just from your credentials. What do you mean? Whoever did this didn't just steal your password. I waited. Ryan's voice dropped. They copied your entire digital identity. I gripped the phone tighter. My entire identity? Yes. Your account settings, authentication pattern, device permissions, everything. How is that possible? I don't know yet. Can you trace whoever created it? Maybe, but I need time. How much? Enough to do this carefully. Ryan, I don't have much time. I know. Then find the person behind it. I will. I stared at Olivia's documents again. Now I understood the bigger problem. Someone had not simply stolen money and blamed me. Someone had built a version of me that never existed. I called Olivia. I need you to do something. What? Find out who entered the executive office that night. Daniel? Everyone. You suspect him? I suspect everyone who had access. She became quiet. Do you still trust Daniel? I stared. No. The word hurt more than I expected. But I'm going to find out why. I knew then that my fight had changed. I wasn't only fighting to clear my name. I was hunting the person who had carefully turned my identity against me.
Chapter 4. The Trap Inside the Company. I spread the documents across Olivia's kitchen table while Ryan connected his laptop to the encrypted drive. Start with the first transfer, I said. Ryan pointed at the screen. 300 million left your investment account at 9:14 p.m. And then, it split. Into how many? 5 accounts. Olivia frowned. 5.
Yes.
2 were registered in Delaware, 1 in London, and 2 overseas. Sarah leaned closer. Do any of those companies have real businesses? No, Ryan said. They exist on paper. I looked at Victoria through the video call. You said the approval process was wrong. It was, she replied. Normally, a transfer that size requires 2 senior approvals. Who approved the second step? That is the problem. What problem? The second approval appeared after the money had already moved. I felt my stomach tighten. So, someone changed the timeline. Victoria nodded. Exactly. Sarah opened another file. I traced one of the shell companies. And it connects to an investment group called Northbridge Capital. Olivia asked, who owns it? That is difficult to prove. Why? Because the ownership records are hidden behind 2 holding companies. Ryan looked up. Can you trace the directors? I already did. She turned her screen toward me. I recognized one name. Daniel. Victoria went silent. Olivia whispered. Are you sure? I checked 3 separate records, Sarah said. Daniel is not listed as the owner, but one of his former associates is. I stared. That's not enough. Sarah nodded. I know, Ryan spoke, but it's a connection. I rubbed my forehead. Marcus won't accept a connection. Then give him the chain, Olivia said. I called Marcus. He answered after several rings. What do you have? I found the money trail. I've seen the money trail.
No.
You saw where it started. I'm showing you where it went. He paused. Explain. The 300 million was divided into 5 accounts. I know. Then those accounts moved the money through shell companies. I know that too. One of those companies connects to Northbridge Capital. And Northbridge has links to people close to Daniel. Marcus sighed. Ethan, links aren't proof. Then investigate the people who receive the money. We are investigating.
No.
You're investigating me. Because the evidence points toward you. Then ask who benefited. We can't accuse people because their names appear in a corporate record. I am not asking you to accuse them. I'm asking you to follow the money. Marcus was silent. I continued. If someone stole 300 million, why wouldn't you investigate who ended up with it? Because authorization matters. Then you're looking at the wrong end of the crime. He sounded irritated. You're emotionally involved. Of course I am. My life was destroyed. That doesn't make your theory correct. My theory has documents. Send them. I already did. I'll review them. Promise me you'll investigate Northbridge. I'll look into it. That isn't enough. It is what I can promise. The call ended. I looked at Olivia. He doesn't believe me.
He will, she said.
The next morning, Marcus called. Ethan, I need to meet you. Where? Neutral location. Why? I found something. We met in a federal office. Marcus placed a folder between us. My team traced one of the shell companies. To Northbridge. Yes. My heart raced. What did you find? An investment group controlled through several holding companies. Who controls those? Marcus opened another page. People connected to Daniel. I leaned forward. How connected? One director worked with Daniel for 6 years. That isn't enough.
No.
Then what is? Marcus looked at me. We found money moving from Northbridge into an account connected to that director. How much? 28 million. I stared at him. 28 million? Yes. Where did it go? That's what we're tracing. I stood. Then we're getting somewhere. Marcus stopped me. Don't get ahead of yourself. Why? Because your name is still on the authorization. I know. And until we prove how your credentials were copied, you're still exposed. Then help me prove it. He nodded. I will. That afternoon, Daniel demanded a meeting. I entered the conference room and found him waiting. You've been talking to investigators, he said. Yes. You're making this worse. For whom? For everyone. I sat across from him. Tell me where the money went. Daniel's face tightened. I don't know. Then why are you angry? Because you're destroying everything we built. You destroyed it when you lied. I never lied. You told Marcus I controlled the system. Because you did. You knew I was innocent. You don't know that. I leaned forward. Do you? Daniel looked away. You need to accept responsibility. For stealing $300 million? For creating a system where one person had too much control. That system made us billions. And now it's destroying us. No, Daniel. Your choices are destroying us. He slammed his hand against the table. You think you're better than me? I never said that. You always acted like it. That is not what this is about. It is always what this is about. His voice shook. I spent years standing beside you while everyone called you the genius. And I called you my brother. You called me your partner. Because you were. Not anymore. The room went silent. I studied his face. Daniel, if you know something, tell me now. I don't. Then why are you afraid? His eyes hardened. I'm not afraid of you. You should be afraid of the truth. He stood. You'd rather lose everything than admit you made mistakes. I answered. I'd rather lose everything than accept a lie. Daniel stared at me. For 1 second, I saw something behind his anger. Fear. He walked away. That night, my phone rang. Marcus was calling. I answered immediately. Marcus. His voice was low. Ethan. I found a transfer with Daniel's name buried underneath 3 layers of shell companies. I stopped breathing. Are you sure? Yes. Then we finally have him. Marcus paused. No, Ethan. We have something much bigger.
Chapter 5. The Friend Who Destroyed Me. I entered the empty conference room, carrying every document Marcus had given me. Daniel was already waiting. You wanted to talk? I want the truth. I told you everything. No. You told me what protected you. He looked away. I placed the documents on the table. $28 million moved through Northbridge. Your associate controlled one of the shell companies. Your name appears beneath the transfers. Daniel swallowed. You found that. Marcus found it. Then you already know enough. I know you lied to me. I was scared. Were you scared when you helped frame me? Daniel closed his eyes. I never planned to frame you. Then what did you plan? He sat down. I borrowed money from the company. How much? Not $300 million. How much? $8 million. I stared at him. $8 million. I had debts. Debts? Investments went bad. I thought I could recover everything. You stole from our company. I intended to pay it back. You gambled with our company. I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting a meeting. You moved millions. I know. I felt anger rising inside me. Then explain the $300 million. Daniel shook his head. I didn't take it. Your accounts are connected to the shell companies. Yes. Your associate received money. Yes. Your credentials were used near the transfer. Yes. I leaned forward. And you still expect me to believe you? I helped them. The room became silent. Who is them? I don't know how much you understand. Then start talking. Daniel rubbed his face. I was approached months ago. By whom? I can't say. You can. And you will. He knew everything about our company. Who? Michael. My chest tightened. Michael Grant? Daniel nodded. He offered me a way out. A way out of what? My debts. My failures. My life. I stared at him. You sold me for money. No. You just said Michael offered you money. He offered me control. Control of what? The company. I laughed bitterly. You helped destroy me, so you could take my place? Daniel's eyes filled with anger. You never understood. Then explain it. Everyone looked at you. So, you were the genius, the founder, the man with the vision. We built it together. That is what you always said. Because it was true. No, it wasn't. He stood. You got the praise. I got the title of partner. You were my equal. Were I? Yes. Then why did every newspaper call you the face of the company? I never asked them to, but you enjoyed it. I couldn't answer. Daniel continued. I spent 15 years watching people admire you while I stood beside you. That doesn't justify betrayal. I know. Then why? Because jealousy became anger. He looked at me. Then anger became obsession. I felt something inside me break. You could have talked to me. I was too proud. So you chose Michael. I thought he respected me. He used you. I know that now. I sat down. For the first time, I saw more than the man who betrayed me. I saw a broken man who had allowed envy to become a weapon. But pity could not erase what he had done. You still helped them. Yes. You knew they were using my credentials? Not at first. When did you know? When the transfer started. And you stayed silent? I was trapped. No, Daniel. You were greedy. He flinched. You're right. My phone vibrated. It was Victoria. I answered. Victoria, I need to tell you something. Go ahead. I hid a document. What document? The final approval record. Why? I was threatened. By whom? I don't know. You must know something. I was told my family would suffer if I spoke. My anger disappeared. Victoria, send me the document. I will. Now. There was a pause. Ethan, there's a name on it. Whose? Michael Grant. I looked at Daniel. He heard the name and went pale. Victoria, I said, send everything. I will. The call ended. Daniel whispered, I told you. You told me Michael was involved. I told you he controlled me. Sarah called moments later. Ethan, I found another connection. What? Northbridge received money from an investment group tied directly to Michael. How direct? Direct enough to make this serious. I closed my eyes. So Michael wasn't just helping Daniel. No, Sarah said. I think he was using him. I looked at Daniel. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because I was afraid. You should have been afraid of what you were becoming. He lowered his head. I wanted revenge. I wanted Daniel to suffer for every sleepless night, every accusation, every person who called me a criminal. But revenge would not clear my name. Truth would. I looked at him for several seconds. Why should I believe you now? Because I have nothing left to protect. You still have a choice. I know. Then help me. I can give you names, account numbers, meeting dates. Everything I remember. Will you testify? Daniel hesitated. Yes. Even against Michael? Yes. Why? Because I finally understand what he wanted. What? Not just your money. He wanted the company, the reputation, the power, and the ability to control everyone inside it. And you. I was useful until I wasn't. I felt a cold certainty settle over me. Then we'll expose him. Daniel nodded. But Ethan, if Michael realizes I'm talking, he'll come after me. I looked directly at him. Then tell the truth before he gets the chance. He whispered, I am sorry. I answered, sorry doesn't repair what you broke. I know, but the truth might. For the first time, Daniel nodded without arguing. And I needed that truth. I stood. I'm going to expose all of you. Daniel looked up. Ethan, wait. No, you don't understand. Then make me understand. He stepped closer. You think I stole your company, Ethan? I stared at him. I was only the person they used to get inside. Chapter 6. The Real $300 Million Thief. I met Marcus before sunrise, carrying Daniel's files in a black folder. Did you find anything? I asked. Marcus nodded. Ryan did. I looked at him. What did he find? Your partner's credentials were manipulated. Daniel's? Yes. How? Someone with administrator access copied his authentication profile and created a duplicate. I stared at the folder. So Daniel wasn't the only one being used. Exactly. Who had administrator access? Marcus looked at me. That's what we're trying to prove. My phone rang. Ryan's voice came through immediately. Ethan, I recovered an encrypted record. What does it show? Daniel's account was modified 3 days before the transfer. By whom? I don't have the name yet. Can you recover it? I can try. Try harder. Ryan laughed softly. That's the Ethan I remember. I smiled despite myself. Keep digging. I ended the call. Marcus said, Your sister found something too. I called Olivia. What's happening? I traced the final destination. And the money went into a private fund. Whose fund? That is the problem. Tell me. The ownership structure is hidden behind several companies. Can you identify the controller? I think so. My heart beat faster. Who? Michael Grant. I went silent. Marcus watched my face. What did she say? I put the phone on speaker. Olivia, repeat it. The final fund is connected to companies controlled by Michael. Marcus immediately stood. Send me everything. I already sent it. He grabbed his coat. We're going to confront him. Before we left, Sarah called. Ethan, I published the first part. My stomach tightened. What did you publish? The financial trail and the shell companies. Did you name Michael? Not directly. Why? Because I need stronger evidence before making that accusation. That was smart. The article is spreading fast. How fast? Millions of people are reading it. Marcus looked at me. Public pressure will help. I shook my head. Pressure isn't proof. No, Sarah said. But it makes hiding proof much harder. We reached Michael's office an hour later. He looked calm when we entered. Marcus, he said, what brings you here? I need answers. About Ethan's fraud? About the $300 million? Michael looked at me. Still chasing theories? I stopped chasing theories. He raised an eyebrow. Then what are you chasing? The truth. Michael smiled. I've always respected your determination. You should have respected my trust. His smile disappeared. Marcus placed documents on his desk. Do you recognize Northbridge Capital? Of course. Do you control it? No. Do you know who does? No. Marcus placed another document down. This company owns 40% of another company. So, that company owns a private fund. I don't understand your point. I stepped forward. The private fund received money stolen from my company. Michael looked at me. That doesn't prove anything. Marcus opened another file. This transfer was authorized through an account controlled by one of your holding companies. Michael's expression changed. You're making a serious accusation. We have records. Records can be manipulated. I almost laughed. That's exactly what happened to me. Michael stared at me. Marcus continued. We also found payments from the private fund to your personal investment accounts. Michael stood. This is absurd. Sit down. I won't be interrogated in my own office. You will answer the questions. Michael looked toward me. Ethan, you should know better than anyone that financial records can be misleading. I know. Then don't let anger cloud your judgment. My anger disappeared when I found the truth. Michael's jaw tightened. Marcus opened the final file. We found 14 transfers over 3 years. Michael stopped speaking. I looked at him. 14? Marcus nodded. 14 transfers from company investments into shell companies controlled through Michael's private network. Michael slowly sat down. I whispered, You stole from us for years. I invested company money. You hid it. I protected the company. You framed me. I never framed you. Then why was my identity copied? Michael said nothing. Marcus leaned forward. Mr. Grant, we have enough evidence to establish control over the shell companies. Michael finally looked at me. You don't understand what happened. Then explain it. He remained silent. I turned toward Daniel, who had been waiting with investigators nearby. Tell him. Daniel looked at Michael. You promised me control. Michael's face hardened. You knew what you were doing. I thought you were helping me. You were helping yourself. Daniel shook his head. You told me Ethan would lose the company. You wanted his position. I wanted respect. And I gave you an opportunity. I looked at Daniel. He used your jealousy. Daniel lowered his eyes. I know. Marcus asked. Did Michael instruct you to help move the money? Daniel answered quietly. Yes. And did he tell you Ethan would take the blame? Yes. My chest tightened. So, I was always the shield. Daniel nodded. Michael suddenly shouted. You knew exactly what you were doing. Daniel answered. I knew I was betraying my friend. I didn't know you planned to destroy him. Michael turned toward me. You think you're innocent because you didn't touch the money? I am innocent. You build a company with no controls. I trusted people, and that's why you lost. Marcus stepped between us. Michael Grant, you're under arrest for financial fraud, conspiracy, and misappropriation of company funds. Michael stared at him. You have no idea what you're doing. Marcus reached for the handcuffs. I know exactly what I'm doing. The cuffs closed around Michael's wrists. Daniel looked at me. I'll cooperate. I know. I don't expect forgiveness. Good. He nodded. As Marcus led Michael away, I finally understood my greatest mistake. I had believed loyalty mattered more than accountability. I had built a billion-dollar company around trust without demanding enough proof. Michael reached the doorway and suddenly stopped. He turned toward me. You won, Ethan. I said nothing. He smiled coldly. But you have no idea what your victory is going to cost you. Chapter 7. Justice wasn't about revenge. 3 months after Michael's arrest, I walked back into my company's headquarters. The doors opened, and I stopped. Everything looked familiar, yet nothing felt the same. Victoria met me near the lobby. Welcome back, Ethan. Does it feel strange to you? Yes. It feels like I'm walking into someone else's life. She smiled sadly. You survived it. I did more than survive. What do you mean? I learned. She handed me a folder. Marcus sent the final report. I opened it. My name is officially cleared? Yes. I let out a breath I had been holding for months. What happened to Michael? He was convicted. And Daniel? He cooperated with the investigation. His sentence was reduced. I closed the folder. I expected to feel happier. Victoria looked at me. Justice doesn't always feel like happiness. No, I suppose it doesn't. Later that day, Marcus visited my office. Ethan, the evidence is complete. Michael orchestrated everything? Yes. And Daniel helped him? Yes. And my credentials? Manipulated by Michael's network with Daniel's assistance. I nodded. How much money did we recover? A large portion. Enough to save the company? More than enough to give you a chance. I looked through the window. A chance? Marcus smiled. You earned it. No. People helped me earn it. That's true. I turned toward him. Marcus, thank you. You did the hard part. What was that? You refused to accept the lie. After he left, I called Olivia. I'm back. I know. How? Sarah called me. I laughed. Of course she did. Olivia became quiet. Are you okay? I think so. You don't sound convinced. I walked into my old office today, and I expected to feel powerful. What did you feel? Sad. She sighed. You almost lost yourself. I know. You spent months trying to prove you were innocent. I had to. Yes, but you started believing that winning was the only thing that mattered. I sat down. What matters now? You. I smiled. That sounds simple. It isn't. She was right. The next morning, Ryan joined me in the security department. So, he said, you finally gave me a real office. You earned it. Remember when I refused to help you? I remember. I thought you were going to hate me. I needed you to choose courage. And I did. You did. He opened his laptop. We're rebuilding the entire security system. No shared credentials. Correct. Multi-factor authentication. Already installed. Independent approval for major transfers. Absolutely. I nodded. This company will never depend on one person's trust again. Ryan looked at me. Not even yours? Especially not mine. He laughed. That sounds like a different Ethan. It is. Victoria joined us later. The financial department is ready for restructuring. Then let's rebuild it. New approval rules. New rules everywhere. What about loyalty? I thought for a moment. Loyalty still matters. But trust must have accountability beside it. That afternoon, Sarah called. My investigation is finished. What did you uncover? Michael's network was larger than we expected. How large? Several companies. Multiple investors. Years of hidden transfers. Will you publish it? Tomorrow. Good. Ethan? Yes. You changed the story. How? You refused to become bitter. I looked at the empty hallway. I almost did, but you didn't. No. A week later, Daniel sent me a letter. I read it twice. He asked for forgiveness and said he wished we could rebuild our friendship. I called the prison. Daniel? Ethan? I received your letter. Did you read it? Yes. And I forgive you. Silence filled the line. You do? Yes. Then can we be friends again? I closed my eyes. No. His voice cracked. Why? Because forgiveness doesn't restore trust. I understand. I hope you do. I miss my friend. So do I. Then why can't we go back? Because going back would mean pretending nothing happened. I know. I won't lie to myself for your comfort. Daniel breathed slowly. Are you happy now? I am learning how to be. That sounds different. It is. I am sorry, Ethan. I know. We ended the call without another word. That night, I returned to the old conference room. The same room where Daniel and I once dreamed about becoming successful. I stood beside the empty chair where he used to sit. For years, I thought revenge would heal me. I was wrong. Watching Michael fall had not repaired my heart. Seeing Daniel punished had not erased the betrayal. Truth had done something revenge never could. It had given me myself back. I placed my hand on the chair. I trusted you, I whispered. The room remained silent. I won't hate you forever. I looked around the office. But I won't forget. I walked toward the window and watched the city lights. I had lost money. I had lost friendships. I had lost the man I thought I was. But I had gained something stronger. I had learned that trusting people was not weakness. Trusting them without accountability was. Tomorrow, I would return to work, not as the man who had built the company with blind loyalty, as the man who would rebuild it with truth. I finally understood that my victory was never about making my enemies suffer. It was about refusing to let their choices decide who I became. I could forgive without forgetting, rebuild without pretending, and trust again without surrendering my judgment. The company would carry scars, and so would I. But scars were proof that I had survived, not proof that I was broken. I would carry those lessons into every decision I made from that day. I looked once more at Daniel's empty chair. You took almost everything from me. My voice trembled, but I continued. But you never took the one thing that mattered most. I took a breath. I still had the courage to stand up and tell the truth. Then I turned off the lights and walked out. For the first time in months, I did not look back.